So if I told you there was one thing that you could do today that would make you feel instantly better, would you do it? Hi, I'm Zahra. I'm a medical doctor, an educator, and an aspiring YouTuber. This is video 3 of the 7 video challenge. It was given by Ali Abdal. If you haven't checked out his videos, I would really encourage you that you do. So I'll pop a link to his channel down below. He's fantastic. He's an entrepreneur. He's the master of productivity. So I definitely give his videos a watch. You know, I kept going round and round about what I should talk about today and what I should talk about on this video. You know, there's so many different ideas, and the whole point of this 3rd video was to talk about something that you're passionate about. And there are 100 million things that I could probably talk about, but I thought I'll boil it down to something fairly simple, something that actually matters and something that I actually do in my everyday that I know makes me feel better. And that is to declutter. You'd be surprised if you think about every bit of your day, how much is inundated with mental clutter, physical clutter, and all around, whether it's at home, at work, or in your car, even in your bathroom. If you think about all the products that you have all over the place, things that are unused, I can't tell you how many times I've had, sort of unused toothpaste, canisters, whatever they are, in the bathroom or near to the end. You take out another one. Clutter, messiness, is terrible. It bogs down on your mind. It actually makes you unproductive. And it's one simple thing that you can do to actually feel better. Think about it. If you've ever walked into a stationery shop, you look around, everything's it's in its place, it's neat. There are lots of things, but it's organized, they've got it color schemed, and it looks great. They've got their marketing down. You walk in and you want to just buy everything. Clutter is a dangerous thing. I think it creeps up on us. I think we are not always aware that it happens, and it's terrible. It happens to all of us. It happens to me all the time, and I constantly have to declutter my life. It's everything down to your phone, to your emails, to your unused apps, to your chats on WhatsApp that you've just never engaged with for more than a year, 2 years, 3 years. I challenge you now, take out your phone. Look at how many chats you have that exist where you haven't spoken to the person in maybe over a year. And there's actually been studies to show that this continuous progression of clutter in our lives is actually really, really harmful for us. While I was researching things to talk about for this topic, I was actually amazed at how much work and research has gone into this, to the point that there are actually whole TED Talks about this. So by no means, this is not a TED Talk, but I thought this was really interesting because it is actually something that I do in my daily life. And I thought I'd share some interesting facts that I learned along the way to hopefully help you encourage doing this one little event, one little action that will be a game changer in clearing your mind. So, interestingly, fun fact number 1, the average person receives 121 emails every day. Most of us have about 80 unused apps on our phone. A UCLA study back in 2010 showed that women who described their homes as cluttered were more likely, or unfinished, were more likely to have higher cortisol levels in their body. Cortisol is a stress hormone. That's not a good thing. That's not what you want. They found that clutter was directly linked to chronic stress, which can lead to fatigue, burnout, and even depression. Another study done back in Princeton shows that clutter actually reduces your visual clarity. Having your attention competing for so many different things means that you become fatigued in what you see. So Princeton University neuroscience shows that visual clutter actually competes for your attention. This reduces your ability to focus as well as your productivity. And that means that clutter leads to sensory overload in your system. Not a great thing. Found to reduce productivity. The National Association of Organization and Productivity, it's called NAPO, and they found that 54% of Americans struggle with clutter. And guess what? 78% of them have no idea what to do with it. So you're probably thinking, Zahra, so what? So what if I have a little bit of mess? So what if I have a little bit of clutter? What if I told you that you're wasting your money because of it? But they also found that clutter wastes your time and your money. The average person spends 55 minutes a day, that's about 12 days out of the year, looking for stuff that they can't find. They're wasting their time, and you know what happens? As a result, they end up buying a duplicate of that same thing because they can't find what they're looking for. So it should matter, you should care. You're wasting time and money. I know I've done it, and it's terrible. So when we think about clutter, we usually think about, like I said, work, car, house, and actually digital clutter contributes a lot of this. Unused apps, those emails that are piling up, unread messages, the unused chats, all of that contributes to digital clutter and consumes your mind, consumes your focus, and ultimately reduces your productivity. All of this clouding going on, everything that's competing for your attention, means that you can't actually maintain focus on the things that really matter. So it's actually called digital decluttering, and it's modern self-care in the age of technology, where you actually unfollow, unsubscribe, and delete unused apps, all in a way to help move forward from your clutter. I think it matters because it's something that we experience every day. And as the world is growing, as globalization is expanding every day, we're introduced to more stimulation. It's just about focusing on what actually matters to you, what actually helps you, what do you enjoy, and what do you actually engage with, and then kind of ignoring the rest. I know in my day-to-day, I'm inundated with information, with stimulation. It makes it really hard to focus sometimes. It makes it really hard to be as productive as I know it can be. It makes it hard to give my attention to the people around me, actually listen to what they're saying. I already deal with a lot of stress and fatigue at work, and over and above that, knowing that clutter is something that contributes to that means that that's something I want to eliminate from my life completely. I can't tell you how many times I've come home after a very long call, 24, 26 hours, and it's been difficult. You've been managing extremely sick patients. I get home, I come into my house, and admittedly it's maybe a little bit of a mess. I don't even want to tell you what my closet looks like, but it can turn into a mess. I mean, it's impulse purchases, it's clothing that I haven't worn in the longest time, the scrubs that I just don't wear anymore. And so I know that when I want to instantly feel better, I start decluttering everything. I go from tip to toe, I go through my entire cupboard, and I just start taking out the things that I don't use. So I have a rule, and if you like my rule, I'd encourage that you use it. So for every new clothing purchase that I buy, I have to give away, throw away, or donate something that I don't use, don't need, and has been in my closet for maybe 6 months to a year. And actually even less if I know that it's something that I bought but I'm not actually going to use it, something that can still be new, and know that somebody else can probably make better use out of it. And that's actually been working really well. That way I stay on top of my mess, that way my closet's never cluttered, that way I can easily find what I'm looking for. And probably about every 6 months I do this, and it's made a world of difference. Everything has a place, I can find everything easily, and it's from clothing to stationery to little gadgets all around. You know all those boxes that you accumulate because of every little device that you buy? Yeah, I chuck all of that away. That's a big waste of time. All the cables that you have, all those little ties that you have, absolutely everything, it just takes up space. So every 6 months, I just clean up my space. And particularly happens on a day where I've been so stressed or overwhelmed with something else. I come home, I come into a space, I put some music on, and I just get to cleaning, decluttering, making sure the spaces are fresh, clean. And actually I'd encourage you, if you've ever felt stressed or burnt out or fatigued, give it a try. Start with something small, your car. Your car is a great place to start. Start taking out things that you don't need. Start removing things that just consume your time, that compete for your attention. And let me know how you feel. I guarantee that little small actions like this and staying consistent will make a huge lifetime difference for you. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you do to declutter and to de-stress and to hopefully get over your fatigue and decrease productivity. I'd love to hear it. And somewhere over here is a link to my latest video. And if you like what you're seeing, please hit the subscribe button.